How's it going, everyone? Mask here, back with another Knights Chronicle video. Now, chat has spoken, and they've said that Miss Ética is the next hero up on the review list. Let's check her out. Take a look at her setup here real quick. We got increases Dark Allies max HP by 30%, best assistant. So an HP boost for Dark Allies can be useful if you're really trying to grind through an extremely hard Advent. Max HP boosts have been the difference between being able to clear things and not clear things in the past. Her passives, and this is where she gets really interesting. Caster gains an emergency response stack upon death of an ally or enemy. Increases all allies' recovery amount by 30% when emergency response activates, and decreases casters' damage taken by 50% when emergency response is present but does not activate. Decreases damage taken by 50%. Actually absolutely insane. Seeing it in PvP where you go to nuke her and she just goes meh. Reserved Patient, 60% chance to stun all enemies for 1 turn upon ally's death once per hero. So basically when one of your allies dies, she procs an AoE stun that has a 60% chance individually calculated on each enemy, and she revives with 50% of her HP, makes the caster's turn come more quickly, and resets all cooldowns if she dies while she has an emergency response stack once per battle. Now we'll head over to PvP to check out her skills. Alright, check out her skill set. Her skill 1 inflicts damage equal to 100% of attack to one target with a 20% chance to apply Weakening Agent to decrease the target's accuracy for 2 turns. Weakening Agent blinds the enemy who removes the effect for 1 turn and inflicts Looming Death. Restores the ally with the lowest HP's HP by 5%. Her skill 2 casts Strengthening Agent on an ally and 2 adjacent allies to restore 20% HP every turn for 2 turns. Strengthening Agent blinds the enemy who removes the effect for 1 turn and inflicts Looming Death. If the caster has an emergency response stack, consumes it to revive an ally and restore 30% HP. Moving on to her skill 3, restores all allies' HP by 40% with a 50% chance to apply Strengthening Agent, which restores an additional 13% per turn for 2 turns, and 50% chance to apply Weakening Agent to all enemies for 2 turns. Weakening Agent, of course, blinding them, lowering their accuracy by 20%, and blinding and giving Looming Death to anyone who removes that Weakening Agent debuff. If the caster has emergency response stacks, she consumes all of them to decrease damage taken by all allies by 20% for 2 turns. Honestly, a PvP monster at this point. We don't have an emergency response stack. I kind of don't want to pop any of the super heavy skills right now. Let's just use her skill 1. She did get the Weakening Agent on. The Weakening Agent is on Claude now, so we'll have to see if Ramu happens to remove it and then see what happens from there. So as you just saw there, when Verd died, there's now an emergency response stack on Miss Ética. It's kind of like, oh no, someone died! Wee-hoo, wee-hoo. So her skill 2 now is going to consume the emergency response and revive one ally and restore 30%, as well as casting Strengthening Agent on an ally and 2 adjacent allies to restore 20% every turn. It blinds the enemy who removes the effect, so we'll get skill 2 up, use it on all 3 of these characters here. They're going to get Strengthening Agent, heal up, and boom, consumed the emergency response stack. Verd is up, and if we stare over the enemy team, 2 of them are stunned. That's actually some insane effects there, really. That's just stunned the entire enemy team, revived, buffed, and healed all at the same time in one skill 2, by the way. That wasn't even her ult. And as you can see there, Verd killing the enemy also gives Miss Ética an emergency response stack. So these stacks come non-stop, easily. And now with that emergency response stack, her skill 3 is going to restore all allies' HP by 40%, 50% chance to apply Strengthening Agent, Weakening Agent, to the enemies, and decreases damage taken by all allies by 25% for 2 turns, which is absolutely insane. The whole team has this buff now. Damage decrease, decreases damage taken by 25%. Not to mention, Miss Ética herself has an even better passive. Every time an emergency stop, or she has her damage taken reduced by 50%. Seriously? By far the best PvP support we have available to us now. It took me till I finally got her built and actually got her into a match and seen these skills in action, and they're crazy. And as you just saw there, that was a crazy... I started up in a new match really quick with a non-leveled 4-star person. They got killed as the wave started. My opponent went first, killed them. Miss Ética's passive pops. Emergency response goes above her head, and 4 of my opponents got stunned instantly. Turn like right away as we enter this. Absolutely crazy. So she has emergency response. As you can see, the second she died with emergency response above her head, she revives. It's her turn again instantly. And then she also has access to that emergency response. So we're going to be able to bring back... It looks like nobody because everybody is on... Oh no, she can cast on herself. Sorry, there we go. I forgot. You don't target someone who's actually dead. You target someone who's alive. And she gets the revive off because of the emergency response. Now she only gets to bring herself back once. She gets that instant ability to go right away again. And I mean, if I didn't let this match get horribly out of hand just by passing my turn constantly, she would have totally been able to survive there. But now you can just take a quick look at the absolute beating she can take as well with her damage mitigation. She's taking 67s, 300s? Excuse me? Doesn't even make sense. 300s. Tayo coming in, hitting her for... She's tanked the entire team for 2 full turns before she finally died. Okay, so let's take a look at her runes. Looked at her skills now, and we can kind of see how her kit works. Now, a lot of people actually like... I've seen 2 different builds on her, largely. Mind you, there are some custom builds that work really well. A lot of people like to run the Resolve set to give her a Resolve, and with the specialty 4 Resolve runes. Very common. I've seen 4 Rune of Life, 2 Rune of Protection, or just 6 Rune of Life, and get her as much HP as possible. She already has so much natural damage mitigation from her kit that the defense becomes less important. Just boosting up her HP pool is so great. Now, as far as substats goes, I actually built Miss Ética quite different than your average character that is really dedicated to PvP. Because of the way her kit works, she wants to get an emergency response to really take advantage of her kit. Ideally, she gets an emergency response up, and she can either use her skill 3, get a huge heal off, and get that huge 25% damage mitigation off on her entire team, or she gets an emergency response and uses her skill 2 and revives someone. Both are fantastic, but she really shines going dead last to do this. So you let everyone else go. By the time everyone on your team attacks, typically somebody dies, and she has an emergency response stack available and is able to either revive that person or go for her huge skill 3. I've built her with absolutely no attack speed, triple HP in slot 1. Should be triple HP in slot 2. I just didn't have it available. And then because her skill 1 is actually really, really good, I have counterattack. Counterattack in slot 3, a counterattack of focus in slot 4, slot 5, and multi-strikes focus in slot 6. Obviously, you're never going to say no to attack speed on PvP characters. It's kind of a double-edged sword. It's nice to have her go last, but she's always going to be going last in the rotation after the first turn. Like you go, everybody else goes. You go, everybody else goes. So it's not like you're having an advantage to going super slow. Attack speed's still going to be nice on her. I just went full blown in your last slot. attack speed, multi-strike are definitely her two most favored stats. In slot 5, where I'm counterattack is definitely my favorite one for her. Then you kind of got evasion, and attack is always nice. Always do at least a little bit more damage. In slot 4, once again, we got counterattack and multi-strike. This was just the best rune I had. I think I chose between attack evasion multi-strike and attack evasion counterattack, and I chose the counter. She's going to be taking a ton of hits. She can absorb so much of them too. Slot 3, counterattack. Boom. I just absolutely love counterattack on her. She's healing your own team, and she can honestly take the hits. She seriously can. And HP increase, obviously, slots 1, 2, and 3. Get her as much HP as she can. It's just going to help her be a giant damage absorbing sponge. Now let's take a look at her talents. In slot 1, we definitely don't need more healing on skill 3. Skill 3 is already healing your entire team. Multi-strike and counterattack is what you choose between, and I like counterattack on her much better. She's going to be getting hit so many times, and she's going to take the hits and then give them back. In a level 52 slot, she doesn't need to be branding people with skill 2. She's already going to be probably holding on to skill 2 for being more of an opportune time to use it. And that just seriously leaves her with fortified defense. She's not doing a whole lot of PvE. Definitely a PvP character. Level 54, her damage is nothing to really run home about. So let's give her a 50% chance to decrease one enemy's defense for 2 turns when using skill 1. She's a multi-strike counterattack character. I have her buffed up so much with multi-encounter that she's going to be casting this weekend very often. In the 56 slot, once again, we got more damage, or this is a 15% chance to cast a shield equal to 15% of max HP for 2 turns, 1 attack. With her damage mitigation, this is huge. If you get this popping off, all of a sudden, she gets hit, and overall, if she gains a shield, she probably healed in total from your hit, just because you gave her 15% of her HP back in a shield. And of course, coming down between 10% chance to recover allies' HP by 10% when attacked. 1 in 10 chance is just kind of too small for this to be worth it. Take less damage in the arena. 20% less damage taken in the arena. Just mitigating more damage than you even knew was possible. She's gonna be, she can absolutely take it. And of course, her 60 talent. We've taken a look at that already. It's fantastic. Miss Ética is honestly, I'm glad I got her, and I'm glad I managed to pull 2 of her and have invested in the unit. It's definitely the best new character that's been released in a bunch of releases. I mean, Verd is phenomenal as well. Miss Ética and Verdandi, basically, you will see on most PvP teams moving forward. As long as people own them, they are fantastic to have on the team. Thanks for checking this out. If you haven't managed to pull Miss Ética yet, the banner is still there, and she is absolutely the strongest support currently in PvP. Has a huge impact on PvP, but if that's not really where you are in the game right now, I don't know. She's pretty good. I don't regret pulling her. There are some units that I regret pulling, and that's probably there are probably ones that you've seen me pull and you haven't really seen me talk about much because they're just rotting away in my hero box. But as always, if you guys caught me live, you could have been in this video. The chat above my head is my stream chat. That watch me record this live. So you check out my stream schedule. It's on my Facebook and my Twitter. Also Discord, discord.gg/MasTV. There's links to all of those below in the description. You could get in on one of these video recordings and say hi and be in the video. It's a lot of fun. I'd love for you to come hang out. You can ask me anything on stream. We just chill, play games, talk to each other. I love it. That'll do it for today. Until next time, smash that subscribe button and stay classy, YouTube. I didn't even make one boob joke. Don't we have to redo the whole video?